that blue freaking sky? Looks like we're breaking out the Horseman. Gotta change out the tripod feet for some spikes for this for the first composition we're going to go for today, because it's on some spongy grass, and with a medium format view camera I need this to be as stable as possible, and just sitting on top of spongy grass is not going to be the one. So we're going to put these spikes in so we can really dig it into the ground. So these are just some aftermarket tripod spikes off good old AliExpress. They fit this FLM tripod quite nicely. I find the FLM ones are a little bit short. These ones are a good 3 inches. That's big, right? So they should dig into the ground really nicely. And also, you know, if there's another photographer around, you can, fall off. So that's all set up. So now all I need to do, load some film. Oh, by the way, finally starting to move in. Got art on the walls now, so I've got this one here by Rachel Stewart on the wall here in the lounge. Another one up there, I'll put it up on screen now. It's by Emily Raftery. Cool shot on film, I think 6x6 film. And another one up in the bedroom from Megan Maloney. So nice to have some art on the walls. I've got some Nick Carver prints over in the corner here. I'll show you those, along with a sick Battlestar Galactica fighter in Lego, and a couple of dinosaur models from the Natural History Museum in the UK. So yeah, let's load some film and get on with it. First time loading some film in one of these Horseman backs, so hopefully I don't screw it up. We'll be shooting Portra 160 for these guys. Let's see here. Right, so fairly certain this goes on this side, this way. Right in there. There he is. Alright, so we are on the way to photograph a couple of old railway buildings. Taken a couple of photos of these both before with the GFX, and they were both shot 65x24 panoramic, which would be my preferred format to shoot these on film, but obviously I don't have a 6x17 film camera. I do have the press pan though, so I may come back here one day with the press pan and shoot them with that. But for now we're doing 6x9 on the Horseman. The clouds are starting to roll in, so I might actually lose my blue skies. It's high cloud, so it might not be all that bad. There's still a bit of blue around as well, but I'll still take the photos anyway. It'll be good practice with the Horseman, and it's been a while since I've done any manual metering, so for even just for practice shots they'll be good. And if they turn out with this sky anyway, bonus, good times. So turn off for the first shots coming up soon, so I'll put you down and I'll see you in a few secs. There she is. The door's actually been broken into. It looks like someone's got into it at some point. I'll have a look in later, but for now, let's get the first composition locked and loaded. So, as you can see from when I walked over here, the grass is a bit spongy, but we should be alright with these spikes. So if we make sure everything is nice and tight. Really need a dark hood because this little guy here isn't the greatest, but I think I have dialed in focus. All I need to do now is I want a little bit of lens rise. Alright, we got a shift working. Why aren't you wind up? Alright, I'm gonna have to ruin. Okay, it's just tight. Okay, so let's tighten these guys back up. Now that I've lost focus, let's get that back. Aperture open. Alright, I think that's us there. So now, rise. God, that really is tricky with that. It's so close. I see what's happened here. So I'm limited to lens rise because it's interfering with the top there. So let's redo our focus again. Now that is going to be a problem. That is limiting the amount of lens rise I can have at infinity focus. That is disappointing because that there is as much lens rise as I'm going to get, unfortunately. That's a shame, but good to know. I'm going to need a little bit of shift just to get this centered because I'm not quite dead center, which is right about there. Right, I think that's us. So take that off, film back on. There we go. Now let's meter. So I want this to be fairly high key, so I'm going to meter this pretty bright. So let's Portrait 160. So off that white there. Should I just go f32 15th of a second? Okay, let's dial that one in. f32. Alright, test wire, very good. Alright, here we go. So, first ever shot on the Horseman. Dark slide out. Cock the shutter, Jared. Ah, That's annoying. That's probably ruined that, so we're gonna have to double check now, but let's fire that exposure. Damn it. Well, as you can see, I did knock the lens standard off center, just because I didn't tighten it up in my rush to get the shot. So yeah, so the image is off center. Of course, the first shot's a dud, but back to the drawing board. Thankfully, I got everything nice and level and the horizon straight, and pretty happy with how I managed to dial on the focus. So yeah, not a bad start from that perspective, but on to the next shot. Probably should have put that in before winding it on. Is how badly did I screw that up? So let's lock that in. Probably gonna have to fix my lens rise that I had. This is why we're practicing. Let's put this guy back on, get out of the way. How badly did we screw up? Yep, pretty bad. Alright, so let's dial that shift back in. So let us just beep. Alrighty, so let's now lock that shift in place. Let's put our rise back to where it was. God, that's difficult. Fix our focus. Alrighty. Shall we try again? Okay. You are back home. F32, 60th of a second. Shutter cocked. Dark slide out. There we go. So this is what I was intending on for the first shot, albeit with a little bit more rise than I actually got. Unfortunately, we've got that single rail track visible at the bottom of the frame. I was hoping to eliminate that completely and just have the building by itself, but being limited to the amount of rise that I had, I'll probably talk about that in another video. I'll probably do a follow-up to this. Yeah, so we've got that single railway track just along that bottom of the frame. But yeah, as you can tell, didn't get the blue skies. They kind of faded out pretty much as I arrived, as those clouds rolled in. But yeah, this is pretty much the composition I first envisioned when I first saw the spot. And yeah, nailed it. Dark slide back in. Yay, that might be it. We'll call that first one a screw up. I really want to shoot duplicates, just in case, but that will mess up my sequencing, because I have 8 exposures on a roll, and I want to take a duplicate here, duplicate slightly off center, and a duplicate shooting down towards it. And that's 6 frames, then it'll leave me 2 frames for the next shot. But maybe I just blow it, shoot my duplicate here, and realise I'll be on odd numbers. Duplicate there, done. Let's move on to the next shot. Alright, so next composition is going to be pretty much like this. I've just moved a little bit to the right of the building because I've parked my Outback just over there, so we're going to obscure it. So the camera's just to the right of me here, just hiding the car behind the building. And yeah, so this is going to be a good opportunity to bust out the 105, I think, because then I'm not going to run into any issues with everything so close to the housing of the camera. So I'll go grab that and we'll go bolt them on and see what's what. this should be easier. Should be easier to compose, easier to focus, easier to get movements. Alrighty, so on that railway track coming in from the bottom, get that horizon nice and level. We are not level though. Nice, alright. But man, it's so much easier focusing with an f3.5 lens, that's for sure. Yep, she good. Right, so exposure should be very similar because the light has not changed. Yeah, I'm getting the same EV off the side here. So we're at f32 and a 15th of a second. Yeah, we'll keep it at that. Lock our shift in place. And, so let's not knock anything. Right, so what did I say? f32. Oh, that's actually max aperture for this guy. So let's drop to f22. What did we say? So f22, 30th of a second. So, but I might shoot a 15th while we're at it, but we'll start with a 30th. Very good. Alrighty. So, ready to go. Dark slide out. I actually like this composition more than I thought I would, with the tracks just trailing off into the distance there. Obviously composed it so you couldn't see my car behind it, but also specifically composed it so you could just see a crack of that door open, so you can tell it is open. Just sort of tells part of the story with this shot. But yeah, actually quite like how the sky came out too, and yeah, just the colours overall, pretty happy with. Good old Portra 160. Hope this roll's not a complete bust. So let's just bracket this a 15th of a second while we're at it, just to save my bacon in case. I think that's 2 frames left and then he's done and dusted. Alright, should that be location 2? Or do I want to shoot it from the other side? Why not? Let's do it. Alright, this is more the composition I envisioned for the first shot, but unfortunately we're limited by a fence and the railway tracks, but hopefully I can get what I need here. So again, this spongy grass. He's home now. So, like that. That's what I'm going for. Because I still had the shift from the previous shot. But that is what I'm after. Focus. Now that battery on the little XA5 there is not got long before it dies, so hopefully we can get this one done before it dies, and then we'll move on to just using the Osmo for the rest of the video. So I want some rise, so I just want to eliminate this gravel road that's in front of me and have our composition right where we want it, right at the bottom. So let's actually take some video here for you. So that's what we're going for. And that's what looking at a ground glass looks like. So obviously the image is inverted because that power pole there is over there. So this is upside down and backwards. Alright, so metering, a bit more aperture. So yeah, that's 14 and 2 stops. So let's put you up there. So we'll call that F22 at a 15th. And then you're still recording, dark slide out. So as I mentioned, this was more like the composition I was hoping for from the other side. We're just limited by how far we could back up. So this is obviously slightly wider, a little bit less foreground, and our building's obviously in the lower portion of the frame with a lot of negative space up the top. It's a composition I'm quite enjoying at the moment, and yeah, I can see me using that quite a lot. Unfortunately, that wide angle really limits how much rise I can get, so I can't pull this off quite as often, but with the other lenses, probably get away with it. So looking forward to using that a bit more. Now that is that roll complete. So fingers crossed we got one keeper out of that anyway. Alright, on to the next shot. Okay, so the more eagle-eyed of you will have noticed, we're not at the second location. I took some video on the day, it's actually a couple of weeks later, explaining why I didn't bother going to the second location, and it was purely about the loss of the blue skies. I didn't want to commit a second roll of film to that second location without the conditions I wanted, so I decided to pull the plug. We'll go back to it at another time. I might actually take the press pan with me for that second one as well, so we'll shoot both the press pan and the Horseman, or I can turn that into 2 videos because content. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and leave a comment below what you think of the images. There will be a follow-up to this. This video is already 25 minutes long, and I'll need to talk about some of the issues I had with the Horseman and some of the wins. Obviously some of the images have come out quite good, for me anyway, pretty much as I was looking to do. But yeah, we'll talk about the limitations in rise, we'll talk about my screw up, and the fact that I only got 6 per roll. But we'll also bust out the printer, now that my printer's over in the corner there, and we'll print one of the images, and we'll put that up in the store, and it'll be a one-off. So yeah, subscribe if you're interested in buying one, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.